I'm Brian Davis. Welcome to your University of Miami Hurricanes football postgame recap. On Saturday night, the Miami Hurricanes dropping a 25-28 heartbreaker to the North Carolina Tar Heels at Keenan Stadium in North Carolina. The start in their second game, and also beginning in the ACC play Saturday night down at Keenan Stadium in North Carolina, as the Miami Hurricanes had the lead late in the fourth quarter. When they trailed at one point 17-3. They were able to come back and make it a score. They were ahead 25, had a touchdown lead, up by 5, but then give credit to the North Carolina Tar Heels as Sam Howell connected with wide receiver Des Newsome for the game-winning touchdown late in the fourth quarter, and that was the difference in the game. They converted the two-point conversion to give the Tar Heels the lead, and then the Hurricanes had a chance to still salvage the game and tie it, but the big play of that game was when the Hurricanes defense on allowing a big 19-yard reception to extend that game. This is when the Hurricanes had no timeout, or I should say the Tar Heels, who had no timeouts on a 4th and 17, and they needed to convert it on that after they called their final timeout. And then Sam Howell connected to the receiver for the Tar Heels to get the 19 yards needed for for 17 yards, 19 to be exact for a first down. They marched right down to score the touchdown. That was the key of the Hurricanes' loss, giving up that big play. And it was just not only that play. Bubba backs up, missing 2 field goals and an extra point, and then the Hurricanes also, after they scored the touchdown, failed a 2-point conversion. So you looked at, all in all, you looked at 7 points, and you can include that 2-point missed conversion, 2-point conversion. That was 9 points wasted down the toilet for the Hurricanes Saturday night. And the Hurricanes out pretty much in all statistics on the yards. 488, nearly 500 yards of offense for the Hurricanes, 488 to be exact for the Hurricanes, to the Tar Heels, 389. Hurricanes 309 yards passing to the Tar Heels, 292. The Hurricanes had a great rushing attack on the ground, 179 yards. They outgained them, but outgained the Tar Heels. Not only had 97. There was no turnovers in the game, but another key to the loss, Miami was penalized 7 times for 57 yards. To the Tar Heels were penalized only once for 5 yards. Jaron Williams for the Hurricanes with 30 out of 39 for 309 yards, threw for 2 touchdown passes, had a quarterback rating 60.4. And then DJ Dallas, 14 carries for 107 yards, averaging 7.6 yards a rush. Cam Harris had 10 carries for 67 yards, 6 yards even rushing. Both Dallas and Harris combined for 167 yards on the ground on 24 carries. They average a combined 13.6 yards rushing. That's the average. And then Mike Harris caught 5 passes for 79 yards. KJ Osborne, 7 receptions, 76 yards. And then Brevin Jordan, 6 receptions for 73 yards. Jeff Thomas, 7 balls caught for 51 yards. And then also tight end Will Mallory caught 1 ball for 11 yards. Bubba Baxter with special teams has been a big problem. There are just two of 4 for his field goal attempts. He missed 1 extra point. He missed a 50-yarder or 49-yard field goal, a potential game-time field goal that would have sent the game into overtime. And he missed an extra point, and that was the difference. And then not to mention the fact the Hurricanes missed a 2-point conversion. So you combine that total of 9 points wasted down the drain, a combination of their special teams were accountable of the 9 points lost due to special teams, poor play by special teams. Sam Howell was 16 of 24 for the Tar Heels for 274 yards, 2 touchdowns. Javon Williams, 10 carries for 76 yards, averaged 7.6 yards a rush, a carry. Duari Brown, 4 receptions and a touchdown. Daz Newsome, 2 catches for 46 yards and the game-winning touchdown reception. So with the loss, the Hurricanes dropped to 0-1 in ACC play, a critical loss for the Hurricanes. And that could become significant effect while former Texas Longhorns head coach Mack Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels now are 2-0 overall. They're 1-0 in the Atlantic Coast Conference in ACC play. And the tiebreakers come down to it. If it comes down to first place for the ACC division, the Tar Heels will have the head-to-head tie-breaking advantage. And the Hurricanes, by the way, are off to their first 0-2 start since 1978. So the Hurricanes will travel back to South Florida, and they will have several days to lick their wounds and learn from this loss. And they'll be back in action next Saturday, 1 week from today. They'll be back for their first 2019 home opener down at Hard Rock Stadium in South Florida in Miami. In South Florida, they'll take on the Bethune-Cookman in non-conference play there. And the kickoff time will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The game will be seen on the ACC network and on the Hurricanes flagship station, WQAM, the home of Miami Hurricanes football. And for all the latest news on Hurricanes football and other Hurricanes athletics, go to hurricanesports.com. That's it for now. I'm Brian Davis. The Miami Hurricanes fell to the North Carolina Tar Heels at Keenan Stadium in North Carolina Saturday night in Chapel Hill, North Carolina by a score of 28-25. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis for your Miami Hurricanes postgame recap.